Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic, industrial training. Industrial training is simply the practical aspect of your course of study. Now, this is usually done during the sophomore years. After realizing that your course of study does this industrial training, the first step is to prepare. How do I mean by prepare? If you realize that you'll be going for your IT perhaps during your second semester 300 level, you have the first semester 300 level to prepare. When the semester is getting to an end during your first semester 300 level, you'll be instructed to buy your logbook.
So guys, this is what the logbook looks like, and there are different prices for it in every school. So this is what it's like, which I'll be telling you what each content is for.
When you get your logbook, you'll find some papers inside, some letters, some documents inside, and you'll be instructed on what to do with those letters. Now, after buying your logbook, the second step is to write your personal letter. The letter you'll be writing is not involved or is not found in this IT logbook. You have to write your own letter yourself and submit it to your lecturer. You'll be given a lecturer who will be in charge of your IT. Yeah, the lecturer will be instructed to you guys, and she will instruct you to write this letter which you submit to her. But before you write this letter, it is very important to note that you have to go and do some researches on where you would love to do your IT. What do I mean by doing some research? You will have to go and make a research and find out on where you want to stay. Depends on your course of study. For example, if you're doing a medical course like anatomy or public health, you have to go and make a research on the hospitals that have those equipments where you will be doing your IT and where you'll be doing some of your practicals. For example, if you're an anatomy student, you have to look for hospitals that have the embalming department, the ECG, the physiotherapy, the X-ray, and all the rest of them. So that means you have to find a well-equipped hospital. If you're in an engineering course, you also have to make some researches on places that have the equipment where you want to practice.
So after making this research, it is advised you find at least 2 or 3 or 4, even 5. 5 places are convenient for you.
Remember, the word convenience is very important. You have to consider the closeness to where you base. You have to consider the distance because it's very important. The truth is that most industrial training, they don't pay. That's the truth. But I came to realize that some departments are the ones that post their students on where to serve. That's a different case. After doing your research, you can then go ahead to write your letter, which I'll be showing you right now.
So guys, this is my personal letter which I wrote to my lecturer, the lecturer that was assigned to us for the industrial training.
Now, after writing your letter, you will now submit it to your lecturer. When you submit this letter to her, she would then approve. But if she is well experienced or this place might not have everything you actually need, she might remove those in her options. Now, that's the first step, writing your own personal letter and submitting to your the lecturer who has been assigned to you. Now, the second step is writing the letter you'll be submitting to the hospital or the place where you want to serve. Now, these letters are into 3 places. First one contains the school letter by your HOD, your head of department. The second letter contains the industrial training fund. It is called the ITF. They are the ones who has this letter, and the third letter will be yours.
Now this is the second step, which has the 3 letters. This is the first one, which you write yourself. This one is different from the one you wrote to your lecturer, which got approved. This letter belongs to the hospital or the place where you want to serve. This one doesn't actually come with the logbook. This one, I think your HOD, your head of department, gives it to you. And this came with the logbook. It has about I think 4 copies in case you'll be submitting to more than one place. That's why I laid a lot of emphasis on making your research, because the stamp is very important. These 3 copies, so it can be like this in 4 different files. So that's it. This is the second step.
So all you have to do is to bring a copy of the HOD letter, a copy of the ITF department letter, and a copy of your own letter. When you bring the three of them, you have some spaces where you have to fill your name, your department, and all the rest of them. You put it in a document or in a file and submit it to the places where you are approved to submit to. After submitting, now you have to do a personal work of praying that the place where you submitted your letter will be approved. They might not be willing to accept you, they might not be willing to, approve your letter. So when you submit your letter, it is advised that you go at least every week or 2 times every week to check if this letter has been approved. I have friends who submitted their letter and they were waiting for the hospital, for example, to call them. No, you don't have to relax waiting for the hospital to call you. You have to go and check up. When you want to submit your letter, remember there are directions. When you reach the hospital where you want to serve or practice for your industrial training, you'll be directed to the admin office, and that is where you submit your letter. Now it is the job of the admin officer to take it to the director's office. Now the third step, once this letter has been approved, remember you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You have to submit to like 3 hospitals or 4 hospitals, and it is advised you also hope once this letter has been approved, you go and take this. They will give you an approval letter which you will submit to your school. So when you start, no need to be in a rush to submit the letter that's been approved. You can just start. So this will be the end of the video. This is just a video on how the process is to go about submitting your IT letter. You can check up in my next video to see what the industrial training looks like and what it is all about. Once your letter has been approved, you'll be assigned a place to start, which will be shuffled perhaps every month or 2 weeks every month. Thank you very much for watching this video.